Good morning, Kari. I wanted to go over this manual J. We'll call it how to do a ventilation calculation on a manual J. And I just want to highlight the parts that are important to us, like the address right there. And we're looking for square footage now. So that one might be buried somewhere else. I'm just gonna scroll and see if I can't find it. There's our address again, some system sizing. Usually they would have the square footage usually is found up top, but different manual J's are gonna give you different data. Biggest part here is there's like 75 pages of nothing. Now, here's our first floor. We'll want that. And this is actually the plan set. They just put it into the program. And there's second floor. So right off the bat, we've got the floor plan there. And once I have square footage, which gross area, there we go, gross floor plan square footage, boom. That's all the information that I'm gonna need now to do the calculation. So we'll take 2,938 square foot. We'll multiply that by 8.2. We'll divide that by 3, that's 1/3. Then we'll divide that by 60. And that's gonna give us our air changes per hour. And quickly, if I just go to, let's just do zenroom.com. Excuse me. And if we go just right on this home page, what size house is that? Yep, it fits right there. It's a medium size house. That looks like a 10-port manifold, which means I'm gonna have 2 tubes to most of the room. Maybe I'll have 1 room. Quick budgets right there. If I click this, it's my parts detail. If I wanted to go ahead and go to the manifold sizer itself, of course, I would list this table. And I think that's where I'm trying to take you, is that once you have your square footage, then you're gonna go ahead and enter, starting left to right. We'll start with workshop. So you'll fill workshop in there after you fill in the address and all that stuff. And ultimately, I'd like for all this to happen, through the front door. So when we get a manual J, it would be cool if you went to the request a quote button and you would fill all of this in on behalf of that manual J owner, and attach the files. Then we would send this to you. But here's the kicker. I don't want the file with 75 pages, okay? So please delete the pages we don't need. So I don't need any of these pages all the way up to the one below. So I'm gonna delete all those. Yep, that leaves me with 8 pages. I really only needed page 1 of these, so I'm gonna delete those. And boom, that leaves me with like 3 pages. An address page, the first floor plan, the second floor plan, and then our little note on square footage and ceiling height. But again, remember, we're only taking 8.2 because that's the ASHRAE standard on ceiling height. Okay, I'm knocking off for there. I just want to do a quick video on how we can use the manual J. That was the actual manual D for duct because it showed us the duct drawings and the duct calculations. Within that, though, is the manual J, which shows us our system sizing, and we don't need the manual J. We actually have nothing to do with the manual J. We're the V in ventilation. So manual J, I don't even notice they said anything about what the ventilation requirements were on these. So again, be the hero, do the calculations correct, remove the CO2 from the bedroom. Thanks.